The theme song, of course, is Round Hole Rock by Jordan Good. Anyway, welcome back to Michigan Golf Review. It's been a couple weeks since we did our last episode. Life got in the way, but now we're back. I'm Pat Evans, your friendly host, with Zach Guy and Andrew Rademacher. Today we'll be reviewing Pilgrim's Run, which I think is one of the better courses in the area, in the West Michigan greater Grand Rapids area. So this is going to be a fun one, probably ranked pretty high. But before we get into that, I got to ask your opinions. A few days ago, I shared Mark Wahlberg playing cardio golf, where he plays 18 holes in just over an hour. Sounds ridiculous. It sounds like he's sprinting between balls. Seems crazy. Would either of you play this, and what are your initial thoughts? Zach, go.
Hard pass. That seems like way too much effort. I'm all for a fast round of golf, but that's like trying too hard. As the kids say these days, you're doing too much, Mark.
Yeah, I don't know. I find like there's a sweet medium. Like, yeah, I like a quick round, but I also like to sit and enjoy, the wildlife, the nature, the things like that. So it'd be crazy just to run. Andrew, what do you think?
That's a no for me, dog. I want to enjoy at least a few hours out there. I mean, even for 9 holes, that's a little too quick. So, congrats to Mark and any other speed golfers out there. I would try it at some point, but like true speed golf, but cardio golf seems like just like a hard-nosed way of like, doing it is.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Take up cycling or just run like a normal person.
Yeah.
You don't have to play a game. Anyway, let's get into Pilgrim's Run. Real excited about it. Let's start with the history. It was opened the front 9 in 1997, back 9 in 1998 because of some major storm that took down like 400 trees or something like that. So it is a new course, but I do like a lot of the story behind it, that they had, it is a Mike DeVries course, but they had like something like 6 guys help kind of design each hole. And each hole, as we'll get into, is kind of beautiful, unique. So it is something, but I went ahead and gave it a 3. But Andrew, what are you thinking on history?
I'm going to give it a little higher than that. I'm going to give it a 4. I don't have a whole lot of great reasoning. I do appreciate the history of why this course was named Pilgrim's Run after the book. So, take a peek in that. But it's unique in that sense. Every hole is named something. I believe it's a chapter out of the book. I'd have to fact check myself there. But
you are correct.
Not the oldest course in the area, but I'm going to give it a 4.
Awesome. I do want to note, and this I guess will probably come in later when we rank clientele, but it was in 2019 named the friendliest course in the U.S. So it's pretty neat. Zach, what do you give it on history?
Yeah, I gave it a 3 as well. Awesome story. Love the story of the course. Love Mike DeVries stuff. But it'll be a 10 at some point, I'm sure. But for now, it's just a little young.
Yeah, youthfulness does not do well with history ratings.
It's true.
I think. We're moving on to accessibility and proximity, which from Grand Rapids, it is a little bit of a hike for, a local course. It's probably about 40, 45 minutes. So not super close, but well worth it. But that's not what we're rating on. We're rating on proximity and accessibility. So I gave it a 3. You know what? We all gave it a 3. We don't have to spend too much time on this, I don't think. I mean, do you guys have any big notes about it?
I would just say that at one point, this golf course used to be like the hidden gem of West Michigan. You could play for like $45 and they just had tee times galore. But then the secret got out, and now you have to book a little bit more in advance. But it's worth it. It's worth the wait and the drive for sure.
Yeah, it's made it on some big podcasts and video platforms that have kind of made it a must hit for golfers coming to West Michigan or those that live here. And it is true. It's great. Andrew, any quick thoughts on it, or should we just go on?
It's worth the drive every time.
That's true. Let's see. First impressions. I love it. It is a little bit of a hike, but once you get there driving in, you're like, wow, this is awesome. It's a good look. I love it. It's beautiful. I gave that a 9. Andrew, what did you give it?
I'd give it a 9 too. I think once you get off the freeway and you're going through kind of the middle of nowhere, you're like, really? There's a course back here? And then that winding drive through the woods, you can kind of see the first hole, first fairway, that opening par five. It's just, it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's unique the way it opens up. I mean, it's pristine when you get there and you see it kind of all unfold through that wooded area.
Zach, how about you?
Yeah, I gave it a 9 as well, just because I'm a sucker for a winding road into a golf course. Agree with you guys.
A long and winding road.
Yep.
For me, we're gonna move on to Pro Shop real quick. For me, as somebody who mostly played municipals and kind of lesser local courses before playing this was my first like real, I think, nice Pro Shop. I ended up giving it a 9. It's a lot of great stuff in there, pretty much everything you could desire. So yeah, 9. Zach, how about you?
Yeah, I also gave it a 9. Very well stocked. They have a lot of great merch, like Pilgrim's Run branded merch and other brands as well. They have all the equipment you could need. I think they have like really cool golf bags too still. But yeah, great Pro Shop.
Andrew?
9 for me as well. The merch is always loaded. I always take a thorough look through the merch just because they have so much cool stuff. I'm always tempted to buy something. Try not to, but they could definitely have my wallet if they want it.
They have sales. There's sometimes clearance sales.
I did get late in the season and got a nice long sleeve kind of sweater that I love golfing in.
Yeah.
So, and it's like low key. It's a FootJoy and it's just got the Pilgrim's Run logo right here, like very classy, simple. All their stuff there is sweet.
I'm gonna tease this a little bit. I mean, they do have great merch, but no merch will ever beat the Western Greens Bloody Mary t-shirt. Zach, we need to get you out there soon.
Heard so much. I can't wait.
Locker room. I don't really remember this. If there was one, we didn't use it, so it wasn't kind of a non-factor if there is one. But for that, I just kind of give it a 5 because I wasn't sure. Zach, you just played. I don't know if Andrew remembers or not, but Zach, you just played. Is there a real locker room, and what is it like?
I looked for one and I couldn't find one, so I didn't know. Maybe we don't rate this one because I'm not sure if they do have one. It seems like a place that would have some kind of facility, so I feel bad rating them down. But I didn't find one.
Yeah, but I think maybe we just go 5 across the board. I mean, we have rated other places low for just having a bathroom, but it does seem like they might have one and we just can't find it. But how many people really use the locker rooms at golf courses?
You never know. Sometimes you might crap your pants on the golf course and you got to change your clothes.
Well, that's why Andrew keeps toilet paper in his bag.
Yeah, I got you.
I forgot. Yeah.
You're good. You're good here.
Concessions. I thought it was a great concession, a wide open amount of, things you could order. So I gave it a 9, pretty much anything you could want. Seemed nice. So yeah. Andrew, what about you?
9, I agree. I think it's nice the way it's kind of separate from the Pro Shop, but everything's right there at the beginning of the round or at the turn. Good hot dog from what I remember too. So shout out them.
Zach?
Yeah, I also gave it a 9. Very well stocked. They had all the beers and drinks that you can imagine and good snack selection. Healthy options too. Well done.
Zach loves his healthy options.
Love a good granola bar, man.
We could go into the nutritional value of a granola bar, but those I don't think are that great for you.
There's just a lot of calories.
Wow, and just a lot of them have a lot of sugar and things like that. Anyway, other amenities, Zach. I'm going to let you kind of take this one because you do love to talk about other amenities.
Yeah,
these seem to be your sweet spot.
Yeah, they have a very convenient bag drop that is right before the parking lot that I think is a very convenient spot to put it. It's on your way to the parking lot too. Sometimes you have to go out of your way to loop around to the bag drop and you're like, I'll just carry. But there it's really convenient. They have really nice tools, divot tools for you at the first tee. Buckets of water to wet your towel. Free range balls is just so key there. And not only are they free, but they put them in your golf cart before your round. So it's
you're skipping ahead here. Those would go
Sorry.
in
Oh, that's
practice.
range. Well, I'm calling that an amenity. The free range
Yeah, I
balls, I'm
guess that's
calling it an
true.
amenity. Yeah. But it's just cool that it's just right there and set up. Even the parking spaces for the golf carts next to the practice area are just like really well thought out and laid out. So it makes you feel very comfortable while you're there.
I'll ditto and echo those. I got a 9 on there. Andrew, any extra thoughts about amenities?
No, Zach touched on all of them. I do love the parking spots. They're kind of cute, like with just like if I think of a word, but it's a great way to keep the carts organized and in place. Yeah, it's like driving a real car, right? You're like, oh, got to pull in now. I got to back out. Gotta check my blind spot. Yeah, I give it a 9. Zach touched on everything.
Awesome.
Rear view
Yeah,
mirrors in
now
those
on to
carts.
range practice area. I mean, to your point, you get free balls, which, not a lot of places give those out that aren't country clubs. So that is nice. You get to go warm up, get some swings in. So make sure you do arrive with extra time before your tee time to make use of that. Great putting greens. Yeah, all around, I went with a 9. But Andrew.
9 as well. That driving range is beautiful. Just feels like it's kind of secluded enough. I mean, it is right off the parking lot, but it just kind of gives you like the feel of what the course is going to be like. And there's a lot of spots too to hit from. Usually it's just like the one half that people are on, but I mean, there's plenty of room. And then yeah, that putting green, that main one between the clubhouse and the first tee is huge, and it's always in good shape. I feel like it rolls true compared to what the course plays. So yeah, stellar across the board.
Pace of play, I went out last summer with Andrew and my dad, middle of a work day, if I remember correctly. Very, very wide open. What? I took the day off, Andrew.
I know you're selling me out.
But yeah, it was a very wide open course at that time. It wasn't packed, so the pace of play was great. We could lead. It was at our leisure. We could go as fast or as slow as we wanted, pretty much. So that was beautiful. So for that, I gave it a 9. I don't know what it's like on a busy weekend. Zach, I think you played on Father's Day, so I imagine it was pretty packed. But what were
there
your
was quite a
thoughts?
few people there. I don't think we saw another group while we were on the golf course. And I think I played there maybe half dozen times, and I've just never encountered a pace of play issue at all. Give them a 9 for sure.
Yeah, Andrew.
9 for me as well. I agree. I think they do that very strategically. I think tee times are 10 to 15 minutes apart. Going back, Pat, to what you said about arriving early, they actually tell you when you reserve your tee time, get here 15 minutes
Yeah.
early minimum. I think most people abide by that. I think most people know this is kind of one of those experience courses where you want to soak it up. But yeah, pace of play, never been an issue. I think it helps that the holes are pretty secluded from one another. Just a fun tidbit. No, not the first time I ever played Pilgrim's Run, but one of the times I played it 2 springs ago. Kind of rainy, kind of gross out early in the season. We were the only tee time all day. We showed up.
Wow.
There were two cars in the parking lot. One was a guy in a range. One was the pro shop attendant. And I was like, "You guys still open?" He's like, "Yeah, you the 2:20 tee time." I'm like, "Sure am." So my 3 buddies and I had the course to ourselves. It was kind of a magical thing
Wow.
to just
That's pretty sweet.
we weren't going to run into anybody. We didn't play super fast. We still enjoyed it, even though the weather was not ideal. But I've probably never, will run into that at any course ever again.
That's wild. We'll move on to greens. I think just to make a point. I mean, the putting green, for practice is great, beautiful, and I think really representative of the greens on the course. They all seemed awesome and beautiful, well kept. I gave it a 9. Zach.
Yeah, I gave it a 9 as well. The greens in the course are very interesting and very cool. A lot of undulations, a lot of fun putts. They all roll true. They're always in great shape. Give them a 9.
Andrew.
9 for me as well. Yeah, Zach hit the nail on the head. Couple of greens that you get up to them, you're just like, wow, this is like the undulation of all undulations. But I think that's cool. I think, they're not, too wacky or too gimmicky in that sense. Definitely when you're playing the course and you get to know it better, if you play it multiple times, you kind of know where to hit. But yeah, they're great greens overall.
moving on to highlight holes. I don't think we have any major stick out holes. It is fun. They're all named. They're all very unique and beautiful in their own right. There's a couple holes that I think we looked at. It was 18 and 6, kind of really cool looking ones. You can go to their website. They've got great flyover videos of all of them. You should do that, especially if you've never played it before and you want to play it, and go check it out. So I just gave it a 7 just because, no major standout holes, but they're all great. Zach, what do you think?
Yeah, this was a hard one for me to rate because none of them are really just like, oh, that hole is so great. But every single one is just so quality. It's hard to rank them down just because they don't have one hole that stands out. But yeah, number 6 with the bunker in the middle of the fairway is just kind of like a fun little trick on you. And your approach shot, it's a par 5, but it's only 460 yards, I think, 460 yards. So it's a shorter par 5, but it's certainly challenging.
Andrew, did you have any highlight holes?
Yeah, 6 stands out for sure. I think the opening par 5 is so cool. It's kind of risk reward of if you want to try to cut the corner, if you hit a good drive. 16, I think, is kind of a highlight hole. That elevated tee box, I think that one might be called Entice, or maybe 18 is Entice. I'm trying to remember, but you can pull out driver on 16 and try to get close, but it's all water down there on the right, and somebody in your group is probably going to find it. But 18, I think, is just such a cool finishing hole too, with maybe that's got to be Entice.
That's the one with the water.
Yep. Because that one, you can try driver if you're a big hitter and get over the water, maybe land on the green, but otherwise just, lay up down the left side. But even if you don't play your normal ball, just try junk ball for fun and hit driver at the end and see if you can get over.
Yeah, why not? I think this might be a hot take, but I think every course should have one of their highlight holes be 18. So it's the last thing you remember. That seems like a no-brainer to me, but I don't know.
And make it a fun hole.
Yeah. I don't know, make it a putt-putt hole, with a windmill.
Your ball disappears.
Clown mouth that opens.
Yeah, your ball disappears down the tube at the end.
Speaking of putt-putt, we should go to the putt-putt place downtown, the indoor putt-putt place, and rate that.
Well, yeah, big mini.
Yeah. Scenery. I think this one is great because you are out in the middle of nowhere. You're out in the middle of nowhere. It's forested. It's beautiful. Like, again, all the holes are just fun to look at in a lot of these places. So I gave it a 9. I don't recall a lot of wildlife, Andrew, when we played, but I'm not really thinking about it that hard. But I still gave it a 9. Beautiful. Awesome. Andrew, what do you say?
This is a 9. Yeah, you could argue a 10, I think, at this course. It is, this would be a beautiful course just to, like, if you want to just go on a walk through the woods. It's like, oh, there's a golf course here too. So for everything you said, Pat, I mean, the trees, the way the holes are secluded from one another, just the hills and the different terrain, definitely feels like you're further up north in Michigan as far as kind of some of those layouts go. So yeah, it's beautiful across the board, start to finish.
And it's so well kept. There's no gross brown spots generally, and that sort of stuff. So Zach, what do you give it?
Yeah, I agree. Every hole is beautiful. It does feel like a resort course up north in Michigan, and it's really close to Grand Rapids, and it's not even on the lakeshore either. Like, it's just a really cool spot to have such a quality course, and they have black squirrels, which is always fun. Gave them a 9.
Hey, my dad has black squirrels now down here in Grand Rapids.
No way. Okay.
Yeah, they've made their way here. Yeah. Golf carts, I gave it a 9. Beautiful golf cart. It was great. And they have parking spots for them, as we noted. They well thought out. I think everything about this course was well thought out. I think when they set out to design it, they said, let's just make this a golfer's dream. And I think they did a pretty good job of that. So golf cart, for me, is a 9. Zach, what'd you give it?
Yeah, I gave them a 9 as well. They're very nice golf carts, like sitting in them. The seats are really nice. Very high quality carts. The only thing is that you can't really connect to a speaker system in there, which is nice if you want to play music through a Bluetooth and keep it down a little bit. So I knocked them down for that a little bit, but I still gave them a 9.
A lot of people would not be upset about that if you're true
It's a very
proper
ticky-tack
golfer
thing. Yeah.
like Papa Mike.
Yeah.
Anyway, Andrew, what'd you give the carts?
9 as well. Yeah, my dad is the same way. Turn that music off. This is golf. Going back to my story real quick, the day we had the course ourselves, you would think, oh, we can blast the music as loud as we want. We actually didn't play music. I think it was just kind of like unsaid amongst all of us. We were like, it is so quiet and peaceful out here. Like, let's just enjoy this. So it was a really, you know, unique experience. Like I said, that it was just us, and you could hear everything around you. And
Yeah, I think I'm that way for pretty much every course I play. That's part of the beauty of golf, is being out in nature and feeling it great and whatever. Like I remember a couple weeks ago in our golf league, my dad asked the guy who was our playing partner or opponent or whatever to turn down the music at the tee box, and he turned it off. And the guy goes, "Wow, this is great." It was like, man, that's part of the beauty of golf in a lot of ways, is just enjoying nature. Zach, sorry I interrupted you. You were saying something.
No, you're good. There's just something so pleasing about like when you're on a golf course and everything is pretty quiet and like you barely hear birds chirping in the distance. There's not a lot of wind, and you hit the ball and you hear that of the ball like flying through the air, that sizzle.
And then somebody
like,
yells,
something
"Get in the
about it.
hole!"
Yeah, Baba Booey. There's just something about that I love.
I feel it. Moving on. I mean, golf cart's beautiful. Difficulty, I think. I mean, for me, I was my first summer of playing real golf, so it was hard. Every hole, I think, does have its own challenges. I gave it a 7. Seems like a decent beginner golfer could be okay here, but also provide enough challenges. Andrew, what do you think?
I think 7's a fair score. I'm gonna give it a 7 as well. I think it's definitely above average difficulty. I think it's a manageable course if you're hitting the ball where you want. I guess that could be said about pretty much any golf course ever, but it's not like this course is really there to trick you up or, really pay for your mistakes. You can get up and down. You can, get out of trouble for the most part. But you can get into some deep trouble too. But yeah, I think my best advice for this course is definitely, be strategic about the tees that you're playing, and don't be afraid to maybe play one up on this course from what you usually do.
Zach.
That's actually some really good advice, Andrew, because like this is the course where if you happen to pick the wrong tees, you can have a really bad day. But if you pick the right tees, you can have a really good day just based on placing the ball in the right place, like you said. The greens do add an extra layer of difficulty that I don't think you'd have on a more straightforward course. But I think this course is you're able to score in this course if you want to and have that skill set. Or if you're just a beginner, you're still going to have fun on this course. So I gave him a 7 as well. Andrew, what'd you give him?
7.
Lost ball score. Again, this was early on in my golf journey of full-time golf. Not full-time golf, but real golf.
New job
So I
alert.
lost quite a few balls, so I gave it a 7. I don't know, Zach, how many balls did you lose on Father's Day?
I didn't lose any balls on Father's Day. I think I've learned how to manage this course over the years. The first couple times though I played here, I lost a lot of balls. If you hit some bad shots, you're going to be in the woods. You're not going to find your ball. So I gave him a 6.
Awesome. Andrew?
6 as well. Yeah. You can lose your ball on pretty much every hole here. So, I think that
Fair
just
amount of
speaks
water
for
on the
itself.
course too.
I mean, that
Fair
18
amount of
water
water,
hole,
yeah.
as Andrew said,
Yeah.
that's a magnet.
I can't. There are some forced carries, but they're not very long forced carries. It's not like you have to go like 200 yards to reach the fairway or anything.
Walkability, I rated this real low. I mean, it's not a great course for walking, even though, as Andrew said, you could take a little stroll through the woods. I think it's definitely a cart course. So I give it a 3. Andrew?
Yeah, I think 3 is fair. That's what I had it as well. I don't even know if they let you walk this course, but yeah, it's doable. It's not like crazy walks between most tee boxes actually for how separated the holes are one from the other, as far as like, you're not really a lot of back and forth or seeing the other holes, but definitely some climbs, some elevation changes here and there, but it would be walkable.
Yeah. Zach, you're the walker of the group.
Yeah. So I rated him lower than you guys. I gave him a 2 just because like it's the course that I want to walk, but it's just don't walk this course. Anyone listening to this, it's a bad idea. Short aside, one time I played there with my brother and we got paired up with a guy named Reed. Shout out Reed. How you doing, man? Who had just moved from Wisconsin and he had not played golf. I think he said in 2 months, and he walked Pilgrim's Run carrying his bag. And he ended up shooting 5 under, a bogey-free 5 under. It was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Well done, Reed.
Wow.
But I know, it was after 2 months of not playing golf. But he ended up riding on our cart for like half of the course because between tee boxes is just such a hike.
Yeah. That's awesome. Awesome. Well, hopefully Reed's listening. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Right in, Reed.
Hey, Reed.
Please. And we'll be our fourth for some place because I want to see that.
For real. We need
Sounds
one.
awesome. Clientele, I think this is a 10 because I mean the people at this point that it's attracting are golfers because they've heard the reputation or just know it and love it. So it's a hike enough that you're not getting all the riffraff. So I went with a 10. Zach, what about you?
I also gave him a 10. I did not know about that award that you mentioned, the friendliest golf course in America or whatever it was. That it just totally lines up with every experience I've had there. And yeah, there's something just about, it must be the proximity or just like the feel you get while you're on the course. Everyone is so cool and just in a great mood all the time. Gave him a 10.
Awesome, Andrew.
10s across the board. Yeah, this course, when you go play it, like you're looking forward to this as soon as you set the tee time. So everybody's excited to be there. And to Pat's point, like, probably pretty good understanding of just how well respected and maintained this course is and what it's all about. So yeah, clientele is solid.
And then traffic, our last category. I went with a 10 just because, even if it's busy, you're not overwhelmed. So it's well maintained in terms of just flow and everything. So 10 for me. Zach.
Yeah, I gave him a 10 as well. There must be something about the tee time spacing or just the amount of people they let out in a day. You never feel crowded, even when they're busy. And I like that a lot.
Yeah. Andrew?
10. No more has to be said. You guys covered it.
Awesome. I think this is probably by far our highest scoring golf rating from Michigan Golf Review's history at this point. We're at a 135.8. I don't recall any
Did
of the
American
other ones.
Dunes get? I wonder. I have to go back and see.
It won't be as high because I didn't rate it.
It's true. This
we'll
would
have to
be up
wait
there,
that.
though. Oh,
Yeah.
American Dunes is 158. And yeah, I bet you'd have a different perspective on that, Pat.
Yeah. Still, this
So
is a beautiful course,
there.
great course. If you haven't played it and you love golf, and you should go play it. If you don't like golf and just like nature, go walk it, I guess. I don't know if they allow that.
Pilgrims run, don't walk to get to this course.
Wow,
All right,
I
guys,
wish I
that's
could-
it. See you later.
Yeah, see you later.
I gotta say though, this is probably this may be my favorite course in Michigan. At least
Heck
as far as courses I've played multiple times over. There's some courses I played only once that were like, yeah, this was incredible. But if it came down to it, like this might be my favorite. It's for all the reasons we went over. I have other favorites, of course, but I just had to put that in there that like this course is just like it's damn near perfect.
The three of us should get up there soon.
Mm-hmm.
So awesome. Well, everybody, again, as Andrew said, Pilgrim's Run, don't walk to get to Pilgrim's Run. For Andrew, for Zach, I'm Pat. See you next time.